Also, hi, Ender.
Hello.
How you doing, bro? How you doing,
Okay.
man? It's
Uh,
nice talking to you. How you been?
uh, I'm been fine. Just doing stuff, working on stuff,
How,
continuing stuff,
how's Bloodbath been treating you?
generally doing stuff. Sorry?
How's Bloodbath been treating you? Not Bloodbath, but
Bloodbath or blood?
Bloodless. I was gonna mention Bloodless. I don't know why it said Bloodbath.
Uh, Bloodlust. It's it's it depends. I find it sometimes it's a fun level, sometimes it's not a fun level. My biggest issue is that it's not really an issue. I want to do it on stream, obviously, but obviously streaming and me playing, like me and streaming while playing Geometry Dash, they don't go together. I play like considerably worse on stream than off stream. Like I probably would have beaten it already if I didn't have to stream it, but it is what it is. Sometimes you just get bad days and they ruin it, but
Damn.
generally it's been going pretty well.
But I was apart from that, how's life been outside of GD and content? How you been?
Well, I study in university, mechanical engineering and aeronautical engineering right now, so it's a little bit busy. Right now I'm on like summer break, so it's not that bad.
You're gonna
But
keep on focusing
but
creating
yeah,
content.
yeah, that's the plan. I mean, it's right now. It's basically the way I sustain myself. It's not my only option. I obviously have other things, but yeah, it's how I live my life in a way.
That is nice, you know. It's kind of rare that like sometimes I see you just make like videos like you kind of I'm not gonna say that you don't enjoy them, but how has it been making those videos in general? Like do you enjoy making them, and are you a one type of person that makes all your videos?
Wait, sorry. Do you mean if I enjoy making what type of videos? The videos I make?
Yeah, the ones that you make now.
See, obviously, there's parts where you don't enjoy them. There's like boring parts in making a video. Like, for example, if I have to re-record footage because it was laggy, that's not fun to do. Or if I need to write a scene that is more of like a build up to another scene, that's sometimes not fun. Or sometimes editing certain things cannot be fun, or like voicing over I don't like. But there's also a lot of fun stuff. Like at its core, I enjoy making videos because it's an art form, and I like expressing myself through making videos. Like, uh, for example, I just like telling stories through videos. So editing and writing scripts that tell that story is very fun to me. And while a lot of parts aren't fun, in general, I say it's a fun experience. And the only thing that I'd honestly say the only thing that doesn't make it fun is the deadlines and stuff. Because I don't have the best upload schedule, but I do want to upload
I
from
mean,
every time. If like I want to upload somehow, and that requires like working like 6 to 8 hours a day sometimes, which is it's a bit tiring, but it is what it is.
so you've sent like a very huge standard for your videos. Is that something that you're proud of, or you're not as much proud of for having this really high standard that is limiting how much you can upload per year?
I've tried to lower that standard. I used to be, and I'm still a very big perfectionist. Like that's still a thing of me. I've gotten much as of recent. I've gotten a little bit more chill with it. I'm not as much of a perfectionist as I am. Yeah, that was a big issue. Like there was a time when I uploaded my most popular video, the Jump Forever. That video took 7 months to make, and afterwards I was like, okay, I want to upload because that video did really well, and I wanted to upload pretty shortly after to keep up the momentum. And I was like, okay, I'm going to upload like next month or the next 2 months, and then that didn't happen. The next video took another like 6 to 7 months. My biggest issue with that is that it's a bit stressful because my videos they're kind of evergreen, like they always get views, so it's kind of I don't have to upload as much, but it's very stressful knowing that one day to the next, the video could like die, and then you got to upload to sustain your channel. So having these huge projects that take so long in between not uploading it for a long time, it does get stressful. That's another reason I also started streaming, because it kind of filled that void. But yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about it that you've started to stream like a lot in like this whole recent year. Is it just to keep your like channel alive, or just like to show that you have not disappeared anywhere for like your community?
I like streaming. It's actually one of the like I don't think of it as part of my like YouTube duties. It's very fun. It's very easy, but uh, it's for two things. What I originally started streaming because I wanted to have an excuse to play Geometry Dash, because I really love the game. I actually really love Geometry Dash, and I never really had an excuse to play it, because like every time I played it off stream, I was like, okay, I'm just like uh doing nothing, just playing Geometry Dash, which is fine, but that's just me. So I wanted to have an excuse to play it, and my excuse was streaming it. And nowadays, it's mostly because it makes stuff a little bit more stable. Like my channel is always going to get a consistent like viewer base. If I know like I have something to do while my long periods of not uploading happen, so people know I'm still active, and it also grows my channel without me having to upload consistently. So it's a bit of all of those things.
Yeah, like it is nice because you know when like somebody goes offline for like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, sometimes 12 months, and they just give no signs of anything. It kind of just feels like they just left their channel.
Yeah, the only reason some people might do that intentionally is to sort of like make their return more big, but it doesn't. I mean, that doesn't
It's
work for everyone.
it rarely happens, and if it happens, it's like a one-hit wonder. Whether or not next thing you do is going to be as popular as it was.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there what have you been doing outside of like playing Bloodlust and doing these interesting challenges that you've done in your streams where it's either something at 200% speed or challenges?
The 200% speed one was a terrible experience. That's gonna be my next video, and that was very difficult. Other than that, I just play some like challenges like on my own. I want to finish some more Extreme Demons. I want to do that after Bloodlust though. I have like a list of a lot of unfinished Extreme Demons. Like I have like 74% on Hypersonic, 72% on Niflheim, 70 something percent on Bausha Vortex. I have a lot of like not even that easy Extreme Demons that are unfinished. Um,
Oh my god.
but
So
general, yeah.
no, I'm just looking back at streams and you sat on Clutterfunk for almost 7 streams?
It was around the 6 streams, I think. That's because
Oh my
I
god.
miscounted some of them, but yeah,
Oh my
it was.
god.
Fun fact about the Clutterfunk story. I explained it. I don't actually explain that much in my next video. I just show that it was a terrible experience. But fun fact. So when I went to Clutterfunk, I was like, okay, so how am I going to do the other demons? Because while streaming the challenge, I had a donation incentive just to make it more interesting, which was if you gave me $5, I would have to get the coins on a single level. And somebody donated for me to get the coins in base after base and time machine, which wasn't too bad. Base after base was pretty easy. Time machine was a little bit harder. But then they donated me for me to get the coins in Colorfunk, which is what made it difficult. Like if I didn't have to get the coins in Colorfunk, it would be much easier. I would probably be done with it in like two days or something. Because the first coin was very difficult. But the reason why that was a terrible experience is because I was spending so long on the thing. I was like mind blocked on it. Like I at some points I thought it was impossible to do. And the donation incentive had gotten to the point where I had to complete pretty much through everything too. And I was like getting really scared because I was like, I'm struggling on Clutterfunk. how am I going to beat Theory of Everything 2 and like Club Step at 2 times speed with all coins? I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do that. But in hindsight, after completing the challenge, I actually think Clutterfunk was harder than those two levels.
Yeah, like I
It's
did watch. You basically struggled on Clarifying more than anything else in the challenge. I was surprised
yeah, it's just
how easily you breezed through Theory of Everything 2 and Deadlocked, because Clubstep was the one that took you like longer.
yeah. So if I had to rank the levels in difficulty, I would say Colorfunk with all coins. That's a very important distinction, by the way. Colorfunk without all coins is definitely easier than the demons, but Colorfunk with all coins, the first coin is a massive choke point. I would say it's harder than any part in Bloodlust. Like if you take any part in Bloodlust and you have to do it, compared to the first coin in Colorfunk, it's easier. It's like a huge choke point. That goes with the end as well. However, then the second hardest level, I would say it's Deadlocked at 200% speed. Then I would say it's Club Step. However, Theory of Everything 2 is very easy to get mind blocked on. Mostly because of the second coin. The second coin really feels very impossible. But yeah, I would say that's how the difficulty goes. I would say that Deadlocked is probably harder than Bloodbath though. Like my hardest level I've been in is Bloodbath, but I'm pretty sure it's harder than Bloodbath. It's just very hard to compare there.
So the journey of like Bloodless, like what's the biggest mind block now for it? Is it just streaming? Is it just streaming it, or is it just there's like a mind block in the whole level?
There's two things. One of them is definitely streaming because I can only play from zero on stream, and having to be entertaining while playing such a difficult level is not something that's very easy. So and plus it also puts more pressure on me. Like when I get far into the level, like I get to 30%, I'm like I can't because I'm very consistent between like 30% to the towards the extension. So it's very I get very mad when I fail there because like because you want to put a good show on while you're streaming. So you want to have like good attempts. So when you fail, like it puts a lot of pressure into you to not fail, which makes it in turn harder. But apart from streaming, it's also that the level is it is a jump from what I'm doing. Like my
Yeah,
hardest is Bloodbath. I
it is almost like a
my
430 gap jump. No,
yeah, my skill
500.
level is yeah, my skill level is not at Bloodbath though. That's what I like to say. It sounds like cope, but I've done like harder things in the past. Like my best achievement for a long while had been 45 to 95 on Rust. But now I'd say it's below the 70%. But another mind block is that the level just feels so long, but if I just haven't gotten the feeling yet. I don't know how to explain. It's what I call the feeling. So when you play a level, for example, say I play Aku. At the start, when I play the level, it feels very difficult, and it's kind of like you slowly but surely get runs. But then there comes a point
Where you're
where
just
the
mind
level gets
blocked.
ultra consistent. Yeah, and it's kind of like, okay, I can do it. I can do it. It's pretty consistent. Bloodlust is not that level. You play it. It gets more consistent, sure, but it never feels easy. Every part still feels very difficult, which makes it very hard to like progress because it constantly feels impossible. So you kind of have to convince yourself that it is possible and you can do it. But yeah,
Yeah.
those are the main two things. It's streaming and the fact that the level is so long, and I haven't gotten that feeling that I can do it yet, even though I have 70%.
Do you have a lot of ideas that you want to upload these videos? Because I mean, yeah, with like the upload schedule that you have, like, do you have a lot of them written down, like notes or notepad that you're gonna upload?
They're very scarce between. I have my next idea. I can say this because it's public. It's 200% speed. That's gonna be my next video.
Yep.
That's gonna be a pretty long video. That's probably gonna be like 40 to 50 minutes. But after that, I have an idea that won't be easy to make, but I think would be a fun idea. So I have another one. I also have another very ambitious one, which I don't know how I'm going to do. Like, it's a kind of delusional, but but we'll see how that happens. And then I have some other easier ideas, but I don't have as many ideas. There's some YouTubers that are like, I have so many ideas, or there's to the other end of the spectrum, which they're like, I have no ideas. I'm kind of like in the middle. I have ideas. They will last me. but it's not like I sit down and like stockpile on ideas because I don't have to.
Yeah, because uploading at least one video from you is already a miracle. Because all the stuff that you make is actually the fact that I've done like 2 or 3 conversations now where your name has been mentioned is very interesting from just how slowly you've been uploading for like the past 3 4 years. The
I'm so yeah.
I would say it's just so interesting because I used to think that there was so much to talk to you about, but in the hindsight, it's just more or less like people getting inspiration from how high quality your stuff is. And even though, as you said, you don't have much ideas or you have some, but they're gonna take forever to upload. You've you've been a very huge inspiration to even smaller channels and big ones, which props to that. It is hard to maintain that nowadays.
Yeah, that's actually I never understood that. Like for me, a lot of my like videos, even like it's kind of like weird that people take inspiration from me. I never really got it because like I every time I made videos, I got inspiration from other people. So seeing other people take inspiration from me, it just feels weird. Like it's not a very like it always just feels kind of like really, are you really taking inspiration from me? But it's interesting. It's interesting that I can maintain a pretty active like
Fan
growth
base.
state or whatever, and people still know me even though I don't upload that often. And it's also I've been another thing that I've been trying. The reason I've been making challenge videos lately is because documentaries were very exhausting to make, or like history geometry videos. Those were very exhausting to make. So making a challenge video is easier, but it's also more fun because like you can express yourself more easily. I feel like one of the disadvantages my channel had is that there was a big disconnect from the presenter, which is me, and the events. I was like always telling other people's stories, which I like, and I also try to insert myself and stuff and whatnot. I always wanted to tell my stories as well because like, it's much more easy to tell your story because you know it much better. Um, and it's also easy to exaggerate stuff in your own story because when you let's say I tell the story about bloodbath, I can't really exaggerate things because I'm not sure if the person that did those things will be okay with me exaggerating them.
Yeah.
And whilst for me, I know how much I can exaggerate something to be fine with me. This is like a bit of a tangent, but yeah, it's kind of like
No, no. Don't apologize.
trying to have a balance between that. Trying to
I've
have a bit of a balance between that.
I've told this to everyone. Is you don't have to apologize. No, when I want to sit down with somebody and have a conversation, I want you to express, because even though you do post, you stream once in a while, you do post community posts every so often. It's not that we get like a full explanation of how you think of stuff, why you think about stuff, why something is better than this, or just like an in-depth explanation to something.
Well, I mean, the way I go about making videos is there's obviously the 3 steps that everybody knows. It's script writing, voicing over, and editing. Also, a lot of I'm going to say this because a lot of people don't. Not a lot of people, but I've gotten a few comments. I edit my own videos. I don't have any editors. Some people seem to think that I have editors and I have other people working with me. I don't. The only person I've worked with is Twilight, which who makes my art for the videos because the only thing I've always said this, the only thing I will never be able to do is draw. So and but I love like drawing stuff, so that's the only thing. And I also obviously get feedback from other people like Clogs, Fresh Lake Water, Matmort, and those people that have helped a lot in like script writing, like tell me what's better, etc., etc. But for example, I don't know. I can explain the process if you want for a video of mine. Like you can choose one, or if I can choose one.
I mean,
Uh,
which one do you think is your best one? Which
so my bet.
I probably know the answer for it. It's the level that changed DD forever. Would I be correct or would I be
That's-
incorrect?
I don't consider that my best video. I consider that like one of my best videos for sure. But my best video, in my opinion, is the one that's how it feels to beat the hardest level. That's my personal favorite. Then I would say it's the challenge video, and then it's the level that changed Challenge forever. But although I'll explain the pros for the how it feels to be the hardest level.
Yeah,
That's my personal favorite.
yeah, I'm interested into listening your in-depth explanation on why you think that's like the best video you made.
So the reason I think that's my best video is because obviously the editing in that video is definitely my best editing I will ever do. I don't think I'll do anything better than that. Mostly because it's not practical. I spent so much time editing that video that it's like I don't want to do that again. But I think it's just the concept that I also find very interesting. Like, I don't think really anybody had done a video where another player explains their personal journey through a very difficult task in Geometry Dash. Like a lot of videos, like a lot of like documentary Geometry Dash videos, what they did is they would say that this is the history of I don't know Bloodbath, and they would just go in timeline and just explain that. This video, I tried to like get interviews for the people from the people that were had these stories, get more into the nitty gritty of like what they actually felt, what their emotions were, and kind of show the more emotional side. Like try to actually tell more of a story. And it was also very fun to make, like talking to Wuxi and Technical and like doing interviews, which I hadn't done before, was very interesting. But the script for this video, I actually wrote very fast. It took me like a week to write. In contrast, the script for the Bloodbath video, the level that changed Geometry forever, took me 2 months to write. So this was done very much faster. But like the reason this is my favorite is because it just has that story that's very personal. And for example, you go from like Wuxi, which has like an unfortunate story where he doesn't get the level doesn't get rated and he's kind of like robbed, and you get to hear his actual thoughts. And then you go to the sequel pretty much like right after, which is Technical, which then makes the Zodiac level, which doesn't make like which goes on to verify Zodiac, and then he accidentally does that, and he also very closely does that because like Dolphy was about to be like the story is very tense. Like the story itself, like without even me making the video, the way the events happen were very interesting.
Yeah.
And then after that, it closes all. I just really like the story behind it. It's not all. It's also something that, as far as I know, nobody has made. I don't think anybody has really talked about the Crimson Planet story, at least prior to this video, and also I don't think anybody has really talked about the Zodiac story prior to this video. And this video also has my favorite scene I've ever edited in a video. It's the part right before Technical verifies Zodiac. I do this like 3D thing where like he fights Dolphin or whatever, which took around 2 weeks to make. But that's also one of my favorite scenes. That's also a reason that it's one of my favorite videos. But yeah, that's for that video pretty much.
I mean that's pretty nice.
But yeah, this video took like 6 months to make, 7 months, approximately that long.
Did you blow like a huge budget into it, or was it just?
No, this cost $75 because $75 was the art that Twilight made, and I guess also Epidemic Sounds and Artlist Sound for like the music. But yeah, no, like like editing and stuff, that was mine. Script writing, that was mine. With obviously credit to the people that checked it for me. But yeah.
Yeah, that's being proud of like one of your videos is always the best thing. But since people are so inspired by you, what was your inspiration to both start like YouTube in the first place and to just keep going?
starting YouTube is I don't even remember myself. It's probably like some of the Minecraft like Let's Play videos, and I like the Minecraft YouTubers. And I was like, I want to be a YouTuber or whatever. Because my old videos, they're still public. They're terrible. They're actually awful. But my main inspiration for when I like to say I really started YouTube in 2020. I obviously have videos from 2017, but I don't really count them because they weren't serious. In 2020, I was like actually walking down the street and I was like, you know what? I think I can make decent videos. What if I take this a little bit more seriously? And that's when I got my first like well, I wasn't like known or whatever, but I got like 4,000 subscribers by the end of the year, which isn't bad. And I made like these commentary videos. My inspiration for the commentary videos, um, I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember because those were very simple videos to make in the sense that I just like wrote scripts and voiced them over. I think the first time I really got inspired and I remember it was at the end of 2020 when I made like a history of EVW. Um, Lemino, I don't know if you know him. He makes like space videos, like crime scene videos. He makes documentaries in real life for like real life topics, and he has like amazing editing, amazing script writing, amazing music choice, amazing voicing, and just amazing everything. And that's one of my biggest inspirations. And if you go to some of my videos, you can uh, tell that they're inspired by him. Another person I would say inspired me back then was like Ahoy. Let me think. Uh, I don't know why I'm going blank on this. I think like Ahoy and Lamino were definitely the biggest ones. Average Pixel also. Average Pixel for editing. He's like done crazy editing, which is another inspiration of mine for in terms of editing. Then after that, 2021 we don't talk about that. I had like I only uploaded once. But in 2022, Lamino continued to be an inspiration, but I also generally looked for more other YouTubers, what other people were doing. Obviously, I take inspiration from Geometry Dash YouTubers like Matmart is an inspiration, Clocks is an inspiration for editing and stuff. Who else? Colon is an inspiration. HJ Ford is an inspiration. He's helped me a lot for script writing. He's like the reason my most popular video didn't flop. And some Minecraft videos are very good inspiration. There's this video by Planet Lord that made a video. Let me find the title for it. It's like the truth about the strongest player in Minecraft.
Yeah,
I think that's what it's called.
yeah, I've seen it. Like he makes actual like interesting Minecraft content. Like Minecraft content slop has just been so boring. Whenever you upload a new video,
Yeah,
it's always just like you sit down, eat popcorn, watch it, and you're like always like thinking that you're sitting at a cinema. Because
yeah,
it's
that was a huge inspiration for my Geometry Dash but Death equals full reset video. That video was amazing. I really loved the storytelling, so I got inspired by that. And apart from that, huge inspirations are actually like movies. I like taking like lessons from movies that like, proper movies, like for example Interstellar or whatever. Which sounds silly. It's a Geometry Dash video. Why? But what makes a video good, or what even makes a video do well on YouTube, is basically if you have a good story in it. And movies specialize in
scripting.
obviously making good story. So it's always fun to look at like movies that are so gargantuous that you wouldn't even think you could take inspiration from them, but you can so take inspiration from them. For example, let me think. Uh, my video, for example, where I talk about RG, the forgotten like best player in Geometry Dash. That video actually was inspired by a technique that, as far as I know, two movies have done. probably more, but two movies that I know of, Memento and Oppenheimer. They do a sort of like a timeline shift. So the way it works is there's an end goal to your video. That end goal, for example, for that video was basically RJ coming to terms with that he's like been forgotten or whatever. But the way that structure works is that you go from two timelines. So you flash from the present, the past, and from the future. What you do is you start from the present, then you show the present, then you go to the past, and usually that would be done by showing it in black and white, and with the future, I mean, which usually that would be done in showing it with black and white, then going to the past, future, past, future, past, future, and that kind of closes in, like the distance between the future and the past becomes smaller until they both reach the same point, and that's the climax of the movie. So I got inspired for that story structure, and there's other story structures. There's obviously Act One, Act Two, Act Three, which every movie has, even if that's even the story structure I just explained still has an Act Two, Act Three, Act One, Act Two, Act Three. There's an interesting book that I've read. It's called Save the Cat. It's a bit cliche, but for the purpose of like making a YouTube video, it's very good for understanding like basic storytelling principles and other interesting things, like how you can structure your story better, how you can make a character more effective. Uh, there's also just, and apart from that, it's also just being genuine with yourself. And it's good to take inspiration from like real life events. For example, my Geometry Dash Death Reset video, the main plot of the video was me being nervous, and that's a thing that I've not been very good with myself in real life. So it was easy to take inspiration to, because I was very nervous while playing the challenge, because it's a 30-minute level. It's going to put up your nerves, but it was very easy to make the narrative with that, because myself in real life have experience of being like very nervous without needing to be, like anxiety and stuff. So it really it like taking that real life experience and trying to make it into a video, you sort of take inspiration from that, and it's easier to write sincerely and also better for that video. But yeah, that's mainly all around my inspirations. I've definitely missed some. Like there's definitely more that I've missed, but there's a lot. Yeah, obviously when you take inspiration, you want to take inspiration from like tons of things, because you don't want to end up copying somebody, and that's how you actually build your own style. But yeah, that was a big rant.
No, it's fine because it does kind of show just how much you can pile into one idea, like how much inspiration you kind of take to kind of pile it into, hey, I can make this, let's make it into one thing. And the same thing with when you're talking about like who you're inspired by is the fact that you're inspired by people that you inspire is the most phenomenal thing ever. Because
Yeah.
even though you think like you're not as big or like not as like interesting, you're still pretty big for them to be like a huge inspiration as to why they keep upping their like standard of like higher and higher and higher and higher quality, and just making just the best content they can, like, of all time.
Yeah, that's weird. Like I don't know. Like my the reason the reason I got to the point where I tried to make better and better videos is basically just my perfectionism. Because my old videos are not good, but I had a rule which I feel like if anybody wants to improve at making videos, the easiest way to improve and make videos, every next video you make, you want to improve a thing. That's obviously not sustainable if you upload once every 7 months. However, I wouldn't recommend somebody starting making YouTube videos by uploading that rarely. So if you make a video every week, which is what I used to do, surprise, surprise, I actually had a decent upload schedule back and then. Every
Really?
time I made a video, I would improve a thing. And it's very motivating because when you first start, there's so many easy things to improve. My original commentary videos, I stuttered in them, which is a ridiculous thing to even say. Like, my voice, I didn't redo the voiceovers until I didn't stutter at all, and I was like, what am I doing? Why do I not just make the next video? I will not include any stuttering, and boom, it's 10 times better with like 0% more effort. Like, well, 10% more effort, but that's about it. And I'm like, okay, the next video, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try to make the script a little bit more concise. Okay, that's an easy thing to do. It's not that difficult. The next video, I'm gonna try to I put a lot of Geometry Dash footage without any extra visuals. Next video, I don't want to have a Geometry Dash footage be shown for like 1 minute straight without anything else. I want to have stuff shown on screen that related to what I'm saying, so it's more interesting. That's not that much of an. That's not that difficult to do. It just takes more time. And what else? I want to. The music I choose for my videos is arbitrary. I don't actually choose music that fits the mood. I just choose random music. So next time I'm going to try to choose music that fits. Stuff like that. If you do that for like 50 videos, or I mean that's a lot, but if you do that for like 10 to 20 videos, your first video compared to the last one is going to be nowhere near the same the video you as the video you made initially, and it's very motivating because you're constantly improving. Now, when you get there's a point where there's like a plateau, which I experienced in like 2021. I was like, there's a point where the easy improvements stop. Like, there's a point where like, okay, I don't stutter in my voiceovers. There's nothing to fix here. My voiceover, my script writing, I don't. It's pretty concise. My editing, I show everything on screen. So what else do I do? That's where it gets difficult. That's where you actually have to like spend a lot of time studying on what makes every sector better. For example, in voicing over, what I did is look at like voice actors, see how they did their stuff. I'm not very good at voicing over. It's just an example. I looked at like voice actors and saw how they did stuff. Saw like mouth exercise they did before they voiced, so you could be clearer. Try to find how they kept their pace and how they can talk in an interesting way. So after like 2 months or whatever, I got better at voicing over. As for script writing, that's the biggest thing, which I already went in a huge rant, which I'm not going to go again. But like it was like it's basically reading books, studying movies, finding structures in storytelling, getting inspiration. There's like a lot of stuff, but that's not easy to do. That takes a lot of time. And as far for editing and storytelling go hand in hand. So you kind of learn editing through storytelling. Because I'm gonna say this, I don't think I'm that good of an editor in terms of visual effects. I'm not bad, I'm decent, but a lot of the effects I do, I feel like everybody could do. The difficult part is actually coming up with them and making them fit. So again, if you want to improve, if you hit that plateau, what I would recommend is really trying to like get into the core of stuff, like really trying to like improve in things that you would never think about. Like uh, I was when I was writing scripts initially, I had like a bad like habit, which I was like, okay, how can I make my script better? And I went to like YouTube videos and I studied like word by word what they did, which was not a good idea. It helped me a lot in terms of like writing sentences in a very clear way and using adjectives that are interesting, but you're not going to improve your story like that. You're just going to make your writing better, which in hindsight, I don't regret that I did that because it improved my writing, but you got to like see other things. So if you know what you need to look for to improve, it makes it easier. That's where the difficulty comes in. It's after you do the easy improvements and you have to do the harder ones that actually take a lot of time, but they're very fun. I had tons of fun learning about storytelling.
Thank, thank you
But
for giving all this insight about stuff that you've been doing. I'll keep this as short and simple. Is there anything big that we can expect? Like, can we expect an upload or two this year?
I'm aiming to get my next video out in August. That's gonna be my plan. Um, After that, I'm not sure when I will upload. I want to upload like I want to upload at least 3 times again this year. That's my plan. Not gonna be super easy, especially with exams and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
so the next thing I can confirm is the 200% speed video, and then I have some other ideas. But yeah, that's what you can expect from me, I guess.
The most infamous question of the day, which just never gets old, is who do you think would be another good contestant or person that would be interesting to interview?
I think Matmore would be interesting to interview.
I did him like right before you. I finished talking to him, and then the first thing you do is you message me.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Let me think. I know you interviewed Clocks.
Yep.
Let me
Lucky
think.
was also one of them.
Yeah,
That
Math Genius would be interesting.
that's happening after he stops slacking in for 50 days.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it's getting very narrow to the people that are like the easy targets because I can't. I'm probably not gonna reveal much of how many I have right now, but I have a good
let me
amount that I'm
let me
gonna
think.
do this week and next month.
Uh, yeah. Who would be a good
I
interview?
mean, you could also,
Uh,
if you know anyone who's like an old player on or an OG or someone that still plays the game but isn't as popular, they could like also work.
Northborg would be very interesting, but I don't think he. I don't know if he do an interview, but maybe Northborg would be very interesting.
We'll sh-
Um,
we'll shoot my shot at it.
what?
We'll shoot my shot at it.
He actually was. He was actually. I forgot. He was actually an inspiration for me in the beginning. We talked a bunch. He's very nice to talk to, or very nice to talk to. I'm
Yeah,
sure, but yeah. Uh,
I mean, for me, that's
uh,
pretty much it.
I
If
mean,
there's anything you want to say, feel free. This is all about you.
uh, I don't really have anything else to say. Stallion would be very interesting too. You can try getting Stallion.
Stallion too. Stallion is kind of like I gotta wait until his next upload.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Stallion would be very interesting. I think he'd be down. I don't think he'd
Yeah,
not be down. I think he's done so much stuff.
he is down. He just said like after he uploads in the next video, then he's gonna do it.
Jam Attack would be a very interesting one as well.
Who?
Jam Attack.
Jam Attack. I'll see. You can send me his Discord. I'll infiltrate his DMs. But yeah,
Yeah.
good luck with your exams and thank you for the time.
Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. Also, let me correct. Northburg is they them. My bad on that. But yeah, thank you for that.
It's fine. It happens. This isn't the first and last time this is ever gonna happen because you can't always remember what they use or really who they are.
No, I usually default on they them. I just accidentally I messed. I went back in 2020.
Yeah,
But yeah.
but yeah, thank you and have a beautiful time day.
Thank you for doing this again. You too. Have a good day.
Good day.